Syracuse men's basketball entered tonight's contest on a 3-game losing streak, looking for any momentum. And lucky for SU, it went into Chestnut Hill facing a familiar foe in Boston College, a team the Orange beat in late December. And SU did exactly that once again. Syracuse took down Boston College 77-68 inside Conti Forum. Our analysts Peter Elliott and Adam Avin and our reporter Anthony Vasquez, who was inside Conti Forum, have it all for you. We'll break all of it down on Orange Press Pass, which starts right now. Welcome into the CitrusTV studio for Orange Press Pass alongside Peter Elliott and Adam Avin. I'm Ben Spector as Syracuse took down Boston College 77-68 inside Conti Forum, brought SU to above 500 in ACC play. So, Peter, what's your first thought after that SU win?
Listen, Ben, I had fun watching Jesse Edwards have fun.
So did I, to be fair.
I mean, really, I don't know what it was, whether it was playing with his former teammate that brought it out of him, but he seemed to be playing unburdened tonight in a way that he really hasn't so far this season. I don't think he's had the season that a lot of us expected that he would have coming off of that season-ending injury, which he suffered at Conti Forum last season. But he struggled this season, you know. I mean, he's found himself in consistent foul trouble. He's struggled against some of the better bigs in the ACC. But tonight, this was Jesse Edwards at his best. And really, I think his enthusiasm carried the way for Syracuse. I think that was a key to this win. So if we can keep Jesse Edwards happy, I think this SU team can keep on rolling.
You know, Jesse Edwards did ball out tonight, but you know who didn't ball out tonight was Joe Girard. He had 18 points, so in the point column, he looks pretty good. But he was 9 from 9 from the free throw line, 4 of 13 shooting. He didn't play up to par and shoot the ball like he normally does. And if he keeps shooting the way that he did, like he has tonight, and over the course of the past few games, SU really doesn't have a shot of even making a run in the ACC tournament.
The ACC tournament a long ways away, but tonight was a renewal of a Big East rivalry. Syracuse and Boston College. Let's go to Conti Forum and see how it all went down. Karate Kid night in Chestnut Hill. That's why you see all those headbands in the student section for Boston College. And Judah Mintz waxing off Mekhi Ashton Langford and one mid-range jumper. Count it and the foul. Judah Mintz would convert at the free throw line, make it 6-5 SU, but BC responded right away. Mason Madsen cut into the 4-point deficit. Bang, right wing three, 12 minutes left in the first half. But this alley-oop, this Jaden Zacharias says, Peter, what a play.
I mean, Prince Alibe has been throwing it down since 7th grade, Ben. What a rim rattler.
And another play where Prince Alibe tried to throw it down. Jesse Edwards said, not today. A block right there. Mekhi Ashton Langford, though, had an answer after that one. Straight away three, nearly 30 feet from the basket, from the logo, gave BC its first lead of the night. But then, at the half, Justin Taylor, straight away three, put SU on top, 35-32 at the break. Second half, Quentin Post, he was all over the court today, finished the day with 18 points, puts in 2 right there. BC down by 3 minutes into the second half. But Syracuse, ball movement, and Justin Taylor at him once again.
Justin Taylor, great job finding the open space, knocks down the 3 there, helps give SU a bigger lead.
SU 8-point lead there. Boston College would reclaim that lead as Mekhi Ashton Langford lays it in for 2, puts BC up by 3 with 8 minutes to go in the second half. And BC was rolling. Quentin Post layup tried to cut into the deficit, but ultimately Syracuse would have a response every single time. Back and forth affair. Jesse Edwards with the slam dunk right there. He'd finish with 27 points, a career high en route to Syracuse's 77-68 win. But Joe Girard struggled early, Peter, finished with 18 points.
It's great second half for Joe Girard, and really on the back of his free throw shooting, which we know he's one of the best in program history.
Yeah, you know, Joe Girard, I said it before, the free throws really helped SU give an edge tonight. Joe Girard getting his point in the stat column, but ultimately needs to be shooting the ball well, just like everyone else on the team, if they want to create some more wins to get an ACC tournament push.
Adam, Syracuse got a win right there, now improves to 14-10 on the season, 7-6 in conference play. But we're joined now by our reporter who was at the Conti Forum, saw all the action. That's Anthony Vasquez. And Anthony, look, the story going into this one, Benny Williams took a personal day in SU's last game. Tonight was back, only played 7 minutes. Question I have for you, what was his body language like in those 7 minutes and on the bench throughout tonight?
I thought Benny Williams' body language was fine. Granted, like you mentioned, he only played those 7 minutes, but the time he played, I didn't see any visible frustrations from him. He did have that nice putback on the nice out-of-bounds play by Jim Boeheim. He also missed a 3 as well, but I didn't see any visible frustrations. A lot of credit, though, has to be given to Justin Taylor. He was really the big reason why that Benny Williams didn't play along with Chris Bell.
Anthony, Chris Bell has really struggled as of late, and tonight was no different. What was it about his performance tonight specifically that led Jim Boeheim to bench him?
Jim Boeheim mentioned in the press conference that Chris Bell was 0 for 2 shooting. He also had those 2 fouls. So in the first half, essentially his first half was basically wiped out because of those 2 fouls. Then in half number 2, Jim Boeheim brought up the fact that he gave up a law play. He said that can't happen, and basically it was El Bencho for Chris Bell, and that's why Justin Taylor got a lot of run in that second half.
After 3 straight losses, they finally get a must-win tonight. What was the team atmosphere like heading into the locker room and on the sidelines throughout the game?
On the sideline, I thought the team atmosphere was fine. There were no ups or lows. A lot of that can be accredited to Jim Boeheim setting the example as the boss man on the bench. But meanwhile, in the locker room, it was a totally different story. It felt like a weight was released from this team. Judah Mintz says it was nice to finally get that game. Meanwhile, Jesse Edwards says that win was huge to basically stop that 3-game losing streak. Meanwhile, Justin Taylor said those 3 threes really helped his confidence going forward. And basically, the future is going to be a little bit brighter for Syracuse. This is a type of win, even though it's against Boston College, this is a type of win that can really propel a team going forward.
Boston College toward the bottom of the ACC. Syracuse snaps a 3-game losing skid. Anthony, thank you so much. He was in Conti Forum all night. Make sure to tune in to @CitrusTV Sports on Twitter and Instagram for all coverage SU men's basketball and SU sports throughout the season. But we're up against our first break here on Orange Press Pass. On the other side, we'll break down everything Syracuse in this one. Jesse Edwards' career night. Joe Girard, 18 points. We'll have it all. Stay with us.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average 4-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Welcome back to the Citrus TV studio for Orange Press Pass. Alongside Peter Elliott and Adam Avin, I'm Ben Spector. After Syracuse took down Boston College 77-68, ended a 3-game losing skid, especially in conference play. But to help end that losing skid, Peter, it started and ended with Jesse Edwards, 27 points, 12 of 15 from the floor. A career night for the Netherlands native.
I mean, you needed that performance from Jesse Edwards tonight. Without it, I mean, they're not winning this game. 27 points, and we hope we can get more of that throughout this season. But he's the best big on this team right now.
100%. And, you know, he actually got injured at Boston College last year. You know, we all remember when he went out. When he was in that game that earlier last season, he was playing elite basketball at center for the Orange, and then since he's been back, he just hasn't looked like the same player. He's doing his thing, he's getting boards, he put up some big points tonight that the Orange definitely needed, but this was the first time, and it happened to be back in BC, where we saw him look like himself.
It was a big matchup for Jesse Edwards, one that he had circled on the calendar because his opposing center, Quentin Post, for BC, played on the same Netherlands club as he did, not at the same time, but a big versus big matchup, and for pun intended, a big matchup that was between Jesse Edwards and Quentin Post. Post finished with 18 points himself, but to the guard play, it was a rough first half for Joe Girard. He went 1 of 7 from the floor, but then in the second half broke out for 18 points. Adam, big thanks to the free throw line, but what did you think of the guard's performance?
You know, I thought the guard's performance was honestly a little bit poor. Judah Mintz was taken out early in the second half, and that was kind of disappointing to see. We kind of started to see those freshman struggles, and we've been wondering when and how long into the season when we were going to start seeing those struggles. And it was very apparent, turning over the ball late in games. We've seen it before when he's out there just having a little bit of trouble. Joe Girard with the shooting tonight and over the past few games. But, if they play like how they normally should, and we've seen throughout the season, they'll be pretty legit.
Hey, maybe I'm an optimist. I don't think it was that bad. I saw exactly what I needed to see, which was improvement over the course of the game. You can start out slow, but as long as you finish strong, that's what matters. And yes, it wasn't working from beyond the arc, but they made it count from where from what was working, which was from the free throw line and inside the three-point arc. So, I mean, this is what you want to see out of these two guys. Get better over the course of the game, and both finished in double figures. So not a terrible performance from these two guards.
Both finished in double figures. Judah Mintz, 15 points. This comes after 2 straight games with 20 points or more. But the two, you read it on your screen just before, 1 of 7 combined for 3. But Peter, you seem to think that a win is a win at the end of the day. Does not really matter. But what does matter is the forward position. Anthony talked about it a little bit. Chris Bell, just 11 minutes, 0 points. Justin Taylor, though, finished the night with 9 points. He played over 20 minutes. Peter, the forwards have been a bit inconsistent this season, but someone seems to always step up.
2 words: start him. Get him out on the floor to start. I don't know what we're doing.
Who's him? Who's him?
Oh, you're right. Him is Justin Taylor. Sorry, I've just been talking it up so much. I'll loop everyone into this take. No, it's got to be Justin Taylor. I mean, we've done this rigmarole how many times now where we start Chris Bell, and then he struggles, and then Jim Boeheim takes him out and puts in Justin Taylor, and he lights it up. I mean, 3 for 3 from beyond the arc, and I think they should have fed him more. That would have been key to Syracuse going up even bigger on Boston College. So I think in the future, in this starting 5, it should be Justin Taylor. I think it's the freshman's time.
Peter, honestly, I think you're right. And honestly, when Chris Bell starts and then Jim Boeheim pulls him out faster than expected, or at least he expects, that might have to affect his confidence level and his performance and his poor shooting. Jim Boeheim's been on record saying that Chris Bell might be the best shooter that he's ever had at Syracuse. That's 47 years of players worth. So he has been pretty inconsistent in his shooting, hasn't been great. We want to see him play a little better. Hasn't been good on defense, but when he gets hot, he's really good and has more points than Chris Bell, more than Justin Taylor, shoots better than Justin Taylor. But in the long run, Justin Taylor right now is hot and has momentum. And Jim Boeheim might need to make a decision come ACC tournament if he needs to be into the starting lineup.
You look at your screen right there. Chris Bell plays more minutes, averages more points, but that rebounding number, I know it's just 0.4 of a decimal point there, but 1.9 rebounds to 1.5. Jim Boeheim values rebounding. Justin Taylor comes in, rebounds more than Chris Bell. Chris Bell 2 rebounds, more than the 0 that Jim Boeheim always advertises. But no, to answer your next question, I'm not giving the Orange Press Pass player of the game to Justin Taylor, nor am I giving it to the 11 minutes of Chris Bell. Jesse Edwards. I mean, come on, do I even need to have this discussion with you? Jesse Edwards, the big man, went off tonight. 27 points, 12 of 15 from the floor, 7 rebounds, 4 blocks. Have a day, big fella. I mean, seriously, he was all over the court for the Orange, and without Jesse Edwards, they wouldn't even be close in this game. The Netherlands native put on a show. The senior showed why he's a veteran, showed why he deserved this prestigious award of the Orange Press Pass Player of the Game. We're up against another break here on Orange Press Pass, though. On the other side, we have Magic 8 Balls. What? You'll learn more about it on the other side. Stay with us here on CitrusTV.
OTN is on all your favorite apps: Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku. Search Orange Television Network or OTN. OTN has its best shows, short films, and CitrusTV on demand. Family and friends can watch OTN too. Watch the live stream of OTN to catch live CitrusTV news, live from Studio B, and mornings on the Hill. On or off campus, watch OTN anywhere.
Welcome back into Orange Press Pass alongside Peter Elliott and Adam Avin. I'm Ben Spector. After Syracuse took down Boston College and Conti Forum 77-68, a 9-point win means just one thing. It's Magic 8-Ball time. Game simple, give you a sentence. You tell me what your Magic 8-Ball, I know you guys don't really have Magic 8-Balls.
We're good at pretending.
Yeah, we got it.
Maybe you do. I don't want to lie to anybody. Maybe you have something in the back pocket. You never know these days. First statement that the Magic 8-Ball here has to answer, or the Magic 8-Balls and the two of you, are that, or the statement is rather, that Jesse Edwards, who had 27 points, won Orange Press Pass Player of the Game, will average a double-double for the rest of the season. So, Peter, what does your Magic 8-Ball say? Give it to me. Okay, yep.
It's saying, don't look.
Okay.
It's saying it's doubtful that Jesse Edwards will average a double-double for the rest of the season. Look, I think this question, we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves with this question. He didn't even have a double-double tonight. I mean, 27 points, sure, but he didn't record 10 rebounds, and he hasn't since January 16th against Miami. So, while it's an optimistic question, I'd like for him to average a double-double. I don't think it's going to happen. And this could be for the best, though. If he focuses more on scoring, which he has recently, then, sometimes I think he can take his eye off the rebounding, which is fine. Leave that to Munir Hima or another big man on the floor.
Munir Hima played 1 minute.
Not Munir Hima, Malik Brown,
Brown?
rather. That's really who I mean. So I think that it could be better, even if he doesn't average a double-double. We want him to score more 27-point performances. Could be for the best.
All right, well, my Magic 8-Ball is telling me absolutely he's going to average a double-double. And that's because...
It's an optimistic Magic 8-Ball right there.
100%, absolutely, with an exclamation point even.
Wow.
But
Jesse
Edwards is averaging a double-double right now for the season. Yes, his rebounds have been a little bit low, and we want his scoring on the offensive end. That's what's the most important thing. It's getting the points, helping create big leads for the Orange after struggling a little bit this year. But if he does both, rebounds on defense, offense, and scoring the ball, sky's the limit. And I'm hoping that tonight's game at BC will kind of spark that flame inside of him, kind of bringing back what we saw from him last season, and give the Orange an edge that they need for the rest of the season.
To be fair, I don't think I'm giving Jesse Edwards enough credit here. He can walk and chew gum at the same time. He can score and rebound at the same time. That's right. He can't just score. He can do both. Yeah. But as of right now, the production I'm seeing on the with rebounding, I don't think it's there just yet.
I don't think it's necessarily difficult to walk and chew gum at the same time.
That's how the saying goes.
But it's 7. I mean, not even 10 rebounds tonight. Sure, he had 7. It's not like he wasn't even close. At the same time, we've seen him have double-double performances like that before. Had a 25-point performance against Miami, 11 rebounds in that contest as well. Orange Press Pass Player of the Game. I'm liking Adam's Magic 8-Ball right there. But over to the guards, Joe Girard, 18 points tonight, struggled in the first half. shot pretty well from the free throw line. So, Adam, what's your Magic 8 Ball saying about this? Joe Girard, at the regular season's end, will be leading the team in scoring. That's the statement. Does the Magic 8 Ball agree?
My Magic 8 Ball, mine, for this one, is saying definitely not.
I thought it was an optimistic Magic 8 Ball after the first one.
Wow.
And I know that might be a little bit of a stretch, kind of the complete opposite spectrum of what I had last time. But Joe Girard has been struggling lately. He hasn't been shooting the ball well at all, and not like we know he can or normally has been shooting, at least for parts of this season. Just has not been consistent. Yes, from the free throw line, that's important. It helps. It's bringing his average up. He's 18. His average is 16 right now. But with the way Judah Mintz has been scoring the ball when he's hot, and then you tag on Jesse Edwards, who's played at an elite level tonight, I don't see why Judah won't be leading in scoring. I don't see why Jesse can't be leading in scoring. I don't think it's going to be Joe Girard, Peter.
Let me pull out my Magic 8 Ball. Hopefully it's a little more optimistic.
You gotta
and
get low for that Magic 8 Ball.
And it says, we got to get low.
She's
Shake it out. You know what answer you're going to get. It says yes, and then it says 3 exclamation points. So this is emphatic. It's emphatic that Joe Girard will lead the team in scoring. That's because he already is, and I think it'll stay that way. Look, he's had a couple of dismal performances recently, 7 points against Virginia Tech and Virginia. But I don't know why I'm leading with the poor performances. Look, tonight, he easily had, 18 points tonight?
18 points.
18 points tonight. It's just because he gets to the line consistently, and we've talked about this. He's one of the best free throw shooters in Syracuse program history. He gets to the line consistently, and he makes those free throw shots perfect on the night. So even when he's not hitting from 3, which he wasn't tonight, let's be honest about that, he wasn't, he can still make it up by shooting those jump shots, which are so smooth coming out of his hand, and those free throws. I mean, he can always make up for that in the second half. So I think he'll continue to lead this team in scoring.
No one plays bigger than him for his size in the AC, maybe not even in college basketball. So he gets to the line enough, and that helps.
Yeah.
Joe Girard, I mean, your Magic 8 Balls have been real contradictory here,
All over the
but
place.
we'll see here with the Magic 8 Ball where the thought really lies. Last statement, Peter, we'll start with you here. Syracuse, 7 games left on the schedule, will finish over 500 in those 7 games. Peter, what is your Magic 8 Ball? You got to get low for it.
You really have to get super low.
Oh, wow,
super
okay.
low. It's magical after all.
It's a
and
weird
saying,
movement there.
hey, crazier things have happened.
Wow, okay.
I think they could go above 500 and
That's 4
finish
and
the
3,
season
folks,
above 500. Look, they've only got one ranked opponent on their schedule coming up, and that's Clemson. They've gone through the gauntlet of their schedule, the tougher teams. They've passed that. Look at that. I mean, you only
Clemson
see
lost
one
today,
number
too.
on next to those school names, and those are a lot of beatable teams right there. Several teams below 500, and that's a stretch they can do. I'm especially anticipating that Duke game at the Dome on February 18th. But you got 4 Dome games here and 3 road games. Syracuse hasn't been too bad on the road. I think these are all games they could pull out. Will they win all of them? No, this is Syracuse. But I think they could at least win 4 of them. So that's why I'm saying crazier things have happened. I think they can win 4 at least.
No, this is Syracuse. That's a little bit harsh, but I mean, when I look at this schedule, I see, they have, yes, only playing 1 ranked opponent, but 5 of those teams are above them in their record and conference record. I think this is going to be a tough task for the Orange. I have my 8 Ball saying, don't count on it, with a few exclamation points next to it. I'm not so sure they can get it done, but hope for the best.
There's a couple new opponents on the schedule too. I mean, you see a handful of repeats there on Pitt. Hopefully they can extract vengeance on Pitt there. That game barely squeaked out of them at the Dome before the new year, but there's a couple new opponents on the schedule, and I think they can take care of business at several of those games, especially Georgia Tech. That's a cupcake.
Your Magic 8 Balls love exclamation points. I must say that. That's what I took away from this Magic 8 Ball game. I mean, seriously, your Magic 8 Balls love a lot of fun. But one final break here on Orange Press Pass. We'll take you around the ACC. We'll even show you what's upcoming for Syracuse. All of that and a whole lot more. Stay with us. It's Orange Press Pass.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's to the straggly ones. The first ones. Hey, I look good with this ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. The itchy ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad. The I nearly didn't do it this year ones. And the absolutely filthy ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
Welcome back into the Citrus TV studio for Orange Press Pass after Syracuse took down Boston College 77-68 alongside Peter Elliott and Adam Avin. I'm Ben Spector. But guys, Syracuse not the only ACC team. Boston College too, for that matter. Tons of conference games going on. Let's check out what went on around the Atlantic Coast Conference. You look at the top left corner right there, Peter. Virginia Tech upsets number 6 Virginia 74-68. A big game in Virginia.
There was a storm in Blacksburg tonight, Ben. How about it? Virginia Tech doing what Syracuse couldn't do back on Monday, getting the job done against the Cavaliers. I mean, wouldn't it be nice to see Syracuse beat a number 6 team like Virginia? Hey,
had the opportunity, lost by 5 to Virginia.
2020, but yeah, that was what a phenomenal game in the Commonwealth.
You know, I'm looking right there at that other big ACC matchup. 2 ranked opponents, 23 Miami, 20 Clemson. Miami gets the job done, 78-74. That's a big one to me because that bumps Clemson a little bit down in the ACC standings and overall standings, potentially out of the top 25 in general. I'm not the biggest Miami fan, but this one does help Syracuse out.
You talked a little bit about the standings there, Adam. Let's see what these scores had on the impact of the ACC standings. As you look on your screen, Clemson still 10-3, still number 1, but Virginia drops to 9-3. And if you look at the bottom of your screen right there after today, Syracuse creeps back into ACC contention at 7-6, Adam.
Yeah, you know, their next game, they play Florida State. That's a team that's worse than them in the ACC standings and overall standings. 5 of their next 7 opponents are above them in the ACC in terms of record, so it's going to be tough for the Orange to make their way up the standings, but cautiously optimistic, I think they can get a couple done.
Ben, this is a little bit of a palate cleanser looking at this ACC standings.
Oh, yeah.
I feel better about the state of Syracuse than I did before because, hey, we're not too far out from the upper echelon of the ACC. Just a couple wins remaining on the remaining 7 games left that Syracuse has to play. And I see a couple teams on the schedule that they can beat. I think Syracuse could finish in potentially the threshold of that upper quadrant in the ACC standings.
Bold claim from you there, Peter. We talked a little bit about the palate cleanser. Well, the feast continues this Wednesday against Florida State. 7 o'clock tip-off, 11 o'clock Orange Press Pass. Peter, what should you expect in this Wednesday night's matchup in Tallahassee?
Yeah, first time the Orange are seeing the Seminoles this season, and I think they could be primed for a little bit of an upset down in Tallahassee. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, me too. I'm really excited for this matchup. First time playing the Seminoles, not on the road for the Orange. I'm excited to see this one. Again, another must win. Cannot be an almost win, needs to be a must win.
So Syracuse gets a must win, you could say, against Boston College tonight, 77-68. But Adam, your final thoughts from the victory for SU in Conti Forum in the remaining ACC schedule. What's on your mind right now after this SU win?
You know, right now, I just have to say that a win is a win. That is all that matters because the Orange need to get as many as possible in the win column to have any chance of building up some momentum for a ACC tournament run. Peter?
Syracuse beat a team they should have beaten. They should do this a lot more this season, but hey, you can't be happy. You got to be happy with the win, right? A win, like Adam said, a win is a win, and onwards and upwards as we move on from Chestnut Hill.
Doesn't matter the opponent. You guys said it best. Syracuse found a way to come out on top. 3-game losing skid going into Chestnut Hill, a battle-tested team all season long. Syracuse found a way to end up on top. 77-68 was your final in Chestnut Hill. Syracuse snaps a 3-game losing skid, gets to above 500 in ACC play. That's all the time we have here on Orange Press Pass. From Adam Avin, Peter Elliott, I'm Ben Spector saying so long and have a fantastic rest of your night.